evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Respus Live. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you so much for joining. If you would please share and start a watch party. If you would at this time share and start a watch party. Happy Monday to everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. We're glad to have you on, Danielle. Sheena Hewitt, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you guys for signing on. Aaron Robinson, thank you for joining us on tonight. I see Michelle Hand, my niece, thank you for joining, as well as Sharonda Hankins Davis. Thank you, Sharonda, for signing on. And Kenya Respus, my niece, thank you, darling. And my sister, Aretha Respus, thank you for always supporting me. Jennifer Holden. Jennifer, you know what I want to say, but I probably shouldn't say it on the air, but you remember our conversations in the parking lot at work. Thank you all for signing on tonight. We're so excited to be here. Again, we're still talking about you have to see it before you see it. There's so many different ways that we can actually introduce that topic. Glenda Pickett, thank you so much for signing on tonight. We're glad to have you. Sabrina Richardson, thank you so much. Yashika, thank you for joining on tonight. We're glad to have all of you on. Latoya, my girl, what's happening? Thank you so much for joining. Again, we're talking about you have to see it before you see it. I just really want you to grasp that concept and understand that there's no such thing as limitations when it comes to your dreams, your visions, and your aspirations. So tonight's subtopic would be don't bury it. Do not bury it. And I thought about the parable in the Bible when there was a journeyman. He was going on a journey and he had his servants. He gave his servants talents, which equals gifts. Wendy, the first guy, he gave 5 talents. And the second one, he gave 2. And then one guy, he gave only 1 talent. And so he went away on a journey. He gave them his possessions and his talents, his gifts. The one with the 5 talents, Aretha, he took his 5 talents. He took them and he traded them and made profit. So he ended up with 10 talents. And the guy that had 2 talents, he did the same thing. He took what he had in his hand. We have to take what we've been blessed with in our hands. And he took his 2 talents and he made profit, and he ended up with 2 additional talents. So the last gentleman, Wendy, he only had 1 talent. And this is what he did with his talent. The Bible says that he dug a hole and he buried it in the ground. I want to encourage you on this evening, whatever your gifts are, whatever it is that you know you've been born to do, no matter how big or small it is, whether someone else is doing it or whether it has never been done before, it is your gift. It is your talent that you have. Whatever you do, do not bury it. Do not put it in the ground. So this last guy, he took his 1 talent and he buried it in the ground. And so when the journeyman came back, Wendy, he came back and he called the servants. And the first guy said, okay, I gave you 5 talents. And he said, the 5 talents that you gave me, you know, I was faithful with those 5. And I went and I made profit and made 5 more. And he says, well, good. I will put you in charge of more things. So what he did was, because he was faithful over those 5, and Danielle, he had an additional 5, he put him over more things, more of his possessions. So he multiplied his giftedness. And I always say this is the season of multiplication. And so the second guy came and he gave him 2. And the journeyman said, okay, what did you do with your 2 talents? He took the 2 talents, he multiplied them. And the journeyman said, you know, you've done well. You've been faithful over what I've given you, so I'm going to multiply this gift that I've given you. I'm going to give you additional things to take care of. Then he called the last servant and he asked him, he says, okay, I gave you 1 talent. What did you do with it? And he says, well, master, I know you work hard and you sowed in ground that didn't belong to you. So what I did was I took that talent and I buried it. I want to challenge everyone tonight. Don't you bury the talents that you have. He buried the talent and he felt like he did the right thing with what he had been given. Every gift that you have, every single gift, no matter how big or how small, you use it and you allow it to be multiplied. Yashika, your gifts are going to multiply. Sheena, your gifts are going to multiply. Rochelle, your gifts are going to multiply. Pam Hill, your gifts will multiply, but you can't bury them. You can't go hide them. He said, I buried it because I was afraid. He was afraid of that gift and he was afraid what would happen. So he dug a hole and he buried the gift in the hole. Yashika, we can't take our gifts and our talents and bury them. I know fear is real. When I started this podcast, Respus Live, it's real, Wendy. When you start your business, I'm sure fear is real. But we can't bury our talents and our gifts because he buried it, Danielle. Because he buried it, Yashika. Because he buried it, Shannon. He took that gift from him and called him lazy. He took the very gift that he'd given him away from him and called him lazy. We don't want to be called lazy. We don't want to have to give back any gifts that were given to us. God has given all of us our gifts, and they're different, and that's okay. It doesn't matter what it is. It's okay. It's your gift. But for goodness sake, don't you bury your gift. It was given to you for multiplication. You take what you've been given and you use it and you figure out a way to make profit. He took his 5 talents and he figured out, Rochelle, a way to make that talent work for him. And so he multiplied his talents and he ended up with 10. And because he ended up with 10, Wendy, when the journeyman came back, he says, I'm going to give you more things. So the more we take what we've been given, the more we cherish it, the more we feed it and we sharpen our tools. Because if you've been given a gift, if you've been given a gift, sharpen your tools. If that means going back to school, sharpen your tools. If that means watching some videos until you get this craft down pat, watch some videos. If that means shadowing someone, go shadow them. If that means getting a mentor, you take the gifts that you've been given and you make it profitable and you multiply them. And the more you multiply your gifts, the more gifts will be given to you. And before you know it, the one thing that you buried, that's the one seed that you allowed not to be buried, will multiply into additional seeds. So again, tonight, I challenge you, Miss Canty, I challenge you not to bury your gifts. Doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, or 5. And I love this parable because everyone got their own gifts according to their own works. I may not have your gift. You may not have my gift. I can't do what you do. Aaron is a singer, and I know I'm not a singer. I take the gifts that I've been given, and I multiply the gifts that I've been given. I sharpen my tools. If that means watching more podcasts, I spend a lot of time, Wendy, watching podcasts now. I watch and I listen. I listen to motivational speeches. I want to sharpen the tools that he's given me so that they can be increased and multiplied. So again, whatever you do, don't you bury the gifts that you've been given. You take them, you sharpen your tools, you do whatever you have to do, and continue to move forward and watch them multiply. Everything that he's given to you in your hands, the gifts that you've been birthed with, utilize them. Find someone to help you get to where you need to go. And I guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, those gifts will be multiplied. Again, don't you dare bury the gifts that you've been given. And as Danielle said in our watch party, sharpen your tools. Take the time to sharpen them. Whatever you need to do to get those tools sharpened so that you're armed and dangerous and you're ready. Everyone that he had given a talent to that multiplied it, he gave them more. You want increase in your life? You want things to increase and multiply? Then you take the gifts that you've been given and you move forward with them and you watch them multiply. Again, I challenge you not to bury the gifts that you've been given. Tonight, Respus Live, please welcome with me one of my dear friends, Wendy Callender. She is the owner of WSC Creations, a very, very different than mine. Wendy, thank you so much for joining me on tonight. I am so glad to have Wendy here tonight. Wendy is an amazing person, and I've had the pleasure for knowing her for a lot of years, and we worked together for 14 years. And it has just been a pleasure getting to know you, and I am so grateful that you have not buried your gift. And it is so important for us not to bury our gifts. So let's just start off by telling the viewers what WSC Creation is, how you began, the passion that birthed it. And we want to encourage somebody that has a gift that has buried it. I want you to go get the shovel. If you buried your gift, I want you to go get the shovel on tonight and dig it up, because once we finish talking tonight, I'm sure Wendy's story, my story, and everyone else's story will encourage you to not bury your gifts. So Wendy, please tell us about what you do.
Well, I paint door hangers and a lot of other things. But it started out not as something, more of a necessity. Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
I'm a little older than I want to tell you about. And I found myself as a mom, as a wife, and then all of a sudden as the daughter and a caretaker. My mom got sick, and it started to just take away who I was. And it's hard being all of those roles.
It is.
And soon you forget who you are and what you like and what you want to do because you're too busy. You're doing all of the things. You're being the worker. You're being the mother. You're being the wife, or sort of, kind of. You're doing all of the things the best you can.
Right.
And then once she passed, I was like, okay, what now? I had time. I had a little more extra time, and I'm like, okay, what now? How do I find myself back? And out of the depression, I found this lady online painting door hangers, and I said, I think I can do that. And I started talking to her online, and she says, well, sure, you can do that. This is how I started. And she had a tutorial on using a jigsaw and on painting. And so I said, well, I've never done this before. And we'd gone to some workshops at Home Depot, and I was horrible with the tools. It was like smoke coming from them. It was awful. But I said, I'm going to try it out. Bought me $20 jigsaw, started out. And the more I practiced, the better I got. And then did that for a while. And then I saw some interest and started selling one or two here and there. And then this year I decided I'm going to start, a business. And I got my business license and started doing some parties. And it's just gone from there.
So you're saying that you've never operated a jigsaw before. And you saw this.
No.
And you were inspired by it. And you just start doing it.
My husband was scared to death. He has never made so many trips by me before. I said, I need some sawhorses, and I'm going to get a jigsaw. And he's like, okay. Sure you are. And then I got a drill.
Never used it before. So you're just as...
here and there. And it was like, girls behind me laughing. They're going, oh, God, she's going to burn us down. But I can do it now.
So you started off on something you just happened to run across. And Sabrina, one of my classmates, asked the question here. She says, how do you know what your gifts are? And so this is good, Sabrina, because Wendy was saying that she had just happened to see something and just wanted to just dabble just to see if she could do it.
Yeah.
And found a passion for it. Purchased tools that you've never used before.
Well, I didn't get top of the line. I got kind of inexpensive ones, and
Of course.
I still have all of my digits and everything intact, but you just kind of have to see.
Right.
And maybe you don't want to purchase the tools right away and just get you a pad and start to paint and see how you are there. But I kind of went full force at it, and I can do it.
And so you had to do it afraid because there was some fear involved with not using those tools, but you decided that you were going to move forward even though there was a little fear and intimidation, because I'm telling you right now, I know for a fact that I do not need what do you call it? A jigsaw. Yes, I'm sure I'd be dangerous with that. But I am excited about the fact that you saw something that you've never done before. You said, okay, let me try this. And you stepped out, and I call it jumping. I call it jumping. We have to jump. If we sit in the same seat, we will never move. We have to make that jump. And so I call it jumping. So you jumped into something that you've never done before. And now it is profitable. So you took the gift, as the parable in the Bible, and you multiplied it, and you sharpened your tools. You said you kept practicing and practicing and practicing. And so how long did it take you to kind of feel like you had it enough to start a business with it?
It didn't take long. I think I'm better at it than my husband now.
Wow.
And I'm a better sander than he is.
So you just kept going. And so this is good. This is good, Sabrina. She's saying that whenever you want to jump, you got to try things. And if at first you don't succeed, try again. And if this doesn't work for you, you try something else. You just keep trying until you find that thing that you can do well.
That's right. And I do have somebody that if I have a lot of people that I feel like I can't get done because I do work full time, that he will cut them for me and, get them done quickly. Because, cutting out 15 and 20 after work is not going to happen. Right. But you have to think of Indiana Jones in that movie. I don't even remember which one, where he's standing there and there's blank in front of him and he takes the first step out of faith and then the stone appears. Right. That's what you've got to do.
You got to take that first leap of faith step, and you got to have that leap of faith. So Sabrina, whatever it is that you have a passion for, something that you enjoy doing, even if you don't know how to do it. Pull your mic up a little bit, Wendy.
Okay.
Thank you. Even if you don't know how to do it, you kind of self-taught. I mean, you taught yourself pretty much, didn't you? I love this.
I have to tell you the story. My mom was a great inspiration for me and my brothers and my sister. And she always wanted to get her GED. She never finished high school. So at 64, she went back and she got her GED. And she got a certificate for most determined. And I found that certificate the other day, and I said, that's how she raised all of us, to be determined. In the past year, or a couple of years, my sister has gone through a divorce, and she's made it through. Yeah. My brother fell from a ladder and was injured pretty bad, and he's made it through. Yeah. My other brother has lost his wife, and he's made it through. And we're determined people, and you have to have that determination to go on, and you can't let the depression and the sadness of life pull you down.
Yeah. So what you did was you took the sadness and depression that life brought you, because unfortunately it happens to all of us. And you found something to replace it, and I love it. So if you are suffering with depression and you're sad, you have to replace that with something that will inspire you. And so you found something that you wanted to do so you can help find yourself and kind of pull yourself out of depression, which is good, because if you can't pull yourself out, I do recommend to go see someone that can.
That's right. And you can talk it through with people. I did see a therapist after my mom passed, because she was my rock. She was there. Your mom wants things for you that you want for yourself.
Absolutely.
But after that, if you still need more, you have to find it for yourself. You have to move on. You have to go forward. You have to have the determination.
Yes.
And so that was it for me.
Yeah. You have to be determined, and you can't give up. And we talked about that last week about not quitting. And I love how each segment kind of joins and connect together so that we can see it before we see it. So you have this business now that just started off as watching a video, trying by purchasing inexpensive tools, just messing around, getting the hang of it, and then you decided to share or sell. How did the business part come out of this?
I thought she can make money doing it. I can probably sell a couple here and there,
And so you just asked a couple people if they wanted to buy it, or
just started posting online and seeing how people felt about it. And somebody said, well, okay, I like that one. I think I'll buy that.
Okay, so this is interesting. I love this, Wendy. So you watch a YouTube video, you buy you some inexpensive tools, you practice, and you post something on social media and ask people did they like it, and then you begin selling what you were making.
Yep.
That is so awesome. So that goes back to us taking our gifts and not burying it. And so a year later, you actually have a business. And you host parties and you share your gifts with others. Just think if Wendy would have taken that gift and buried it in the ground and hid it because she was afraid. But because determination was instilled in you from day one, you were determined to take that gift and move forward. So we want to encourage someone on tonight. If you have a gift, and I love it, if you have a gift, you sharpen your tools. And I had no idea you watched the video. I love it. We have no pre-conversation, so I had no idea That's how she sharpened her tools before she started her business. I love it. So you take your gifts, and if you got to watch a video, if you have to shadow someone, and you sharpen your tools, and don't despise the small beginnings, because this started off as a hobby and therapeutic. It's something therapeutic for you.
Well, I was to the point that not only was I going to bury the talent, I was about to bury myself.
Right.
I mean, depression is real, and you can hide it so much from the people that love you so much.
Yeah.
And if you're not careful, you can lose who you are and what you do and just everything. So you have to pull up.
Yes, and powerful statement. Again, we want to stress that depression is real, and it is something that sometimes we need help pulling ourselves out of. So I'm so grateful, Wendy, that you received the help you needed, and then you found something that you enjoyed doing, and you share your gift. You shared your gift with a couple of people first. Do you see the multiplication now? It is just amazing how this is working. So you take your talent, and you make a profit out of it, and then it begins to multiply and increase. So,
well, and at first it was just, friends coming over to the house, and we'd paint together, and I'd show them what I had learned, and then we'd, play around with that, and, just went from there.
And now you have WSC Creations.
Just started doing the paint parties. A local restaurant, Wing and Fish in Charlotte, has allowed me to go in with them.
So let's stop right there. Wing and Fish in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give them a shout out. They have the very best shrimp and grits I've ever eaten in my life. So if you know anybody that works at Wing and Fish, you tell them that Respus Live gave them a shout out. Well, they have the best shrimp and grits ever. So you go there.
Well, it was just a whim. I said, I'm going to email the manager or send her a message and see what happened. And she says, come on in and talk to me. And I told her what I did. And she says, yeah, I've got a night. Come by. That sounds fun. I think people would enjoy it. And so I've had 2 parties there so far, getting ready to have a third one. Yes, my third one. And, I said, I never expected her to say yes, much less, to be a recurring thing.
You jump again. You jump out with your business. Then you jump out with an email just to see if you can host a party.
Yeah.
And now you're on party 3. And so this gift brings you joy. This is where you get joy. So you've replaced depression with joy by doing something that you enjoy doing. And that is so good, because we have to find things to replace. I do believe that we need to replace every feeling, good, bad, or indifferent. If it's something that makes you sad, find something that makes you happy. And I always tell my daughter, sometimes I say, you make me happier. I'm already happy. But there's things in people that make you happier. So you got to take that, whatever it is, good, bad, or indifferent, and replace it with something positive. And so I'm grateful that you didn't bury your gift. And I'm more grateful that you didn't bury yourself, because depression is so real. You've taken your gift and you've multiplied it, and you're enjoying it, and you're allowing other people to come and enjoy. So tell us about the Wing and Fish. If there's someone watching, get you some shrimp and grits while you're there. They're the best. How do you join your painting parties at Wing and Fish?
I usually have it on my Facebook page, WSC Creations. I'll let you know when I'm going to be there. We have one coming up Wednesday night, and then usually it's on a Wednesday night, and I'll let you know what the theme's kind of going to be beforehand. And if you want to join me, you just let me know, and there you go. Just show up. If you want, they have half-price appetizers right before we start. So if you want to get you a snack beforehand, so you won't be hungry while we're painting. And it normally takes 2 hours.
So this is like a 2 hour. So I'm going to show you what Wendy brought me. So this is one of the actual paintings that Wendy and her guests do. And of course, Wendy and I are friends, and she knows that I am a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. So this is a door hanger that will go up immediately when I get home this evening. And it has love, and of course it has the football and we them boys. This is an example of some of the work that Wendy does, and it is really good to get your friends together and to go out and have a good time and let some stress go and paint and enjoy yourself. So about 2 hours, it takes about 2 hours to do something as amazing as this. And these are the hangers. This is one of many that she does. But this is my gift tonight from Wendy. My first gift ever. So I'm gonna always remember this, and I absolutely love it. So again, this is just an example of one of the many things that she does, and I absolutely love this. This definitely will go up on tonight, and it's going to be great for the entire football season. Although we did lose yesterday and last week, but I'm still a diehard Cowboys fan. So Wendy, thank you so much for my gift.
You're
I
very
absolutely
welcome.
love it, love it, love it. It does not take much from me. And this right here makes me so much happier. Thank you, Wendy. And so we have some other things that we brought to. So Wendy does all kinds of cool things. So so at the paint party, is there one particular thing that you paint, or they can do whatever design they like?
I usually pick just one design for everybody to do. I've not ventured out and letting everybody do separate things yet.
So that is good. So this is,
It's just stacked farm animals: the rooster, the pig, and the cow.
and this is
Kind of a little funky designs on them.
This is so cute, and I'm sure it was fun painting this. And Wendy bought some things for us to paint, but if you know anything about me, I would probably be, I probably would get paint all over me because I'm just a little clumsy. But these are just some of the designs that you actually can do with WSC Creations. And again, this was birthed pretty much out of pain, and I love how it was birthed out of pain, but it brings so many other people joy. So again, you take your gift and don't bury it, because it can bring joy to yourself as well as to others. And so Wendy has taken this gift and she decided to make it a profitable gift, and she's still experiencing the increase of her giftedness by having her parties and by sharing with others.
I have a couple on my side. This one I'd actually done for somebody that by request. My bow actually hangs up top. It's the stacked pumpkins.
Happy fall, y'all.
Happy fall, y'all.
That's cute. I love it.
And I'd worked on a Christmas one. And I just know somebody knows what words I should put on this, because I just couldn't decide. I know it looks a little unfinished, but I thought about Christmas blessings. But if anyone has some suggestions, you please let me know. And this would also be pretty. The palette signs I know are real popular at weddings now.
They are, yes.
And I can do that for them as well, with the names in the middle and the people, would sign on the sides for instead of having a guest book.
That's a good
that's
idea.
Really pretty.
That is a very good idea. And I do notice that Rochelle is watching, and she has some events, and as well as Monica. So that would be a good idea for those that do wedding planning to actually have what do they call that again?
The palette.
Yeah. And they can sign, and you could put different things up there about the initials for the bride and groom.
And then once it dries, you can put sealer on it, and they can hang it or just prop it up by the fireplace, and that's a really pretty something to keep out rather than put away.
Yes, that is beautiful.
Beautiful.
So if anybody having suggestions as to what Wendy should put on that, please put it in the comments, and she's going to be open for your suggestions with her palette that's going to be for Christmas, correct? Shannon says she's so proud of you, Wendy. We are very
Thank you, Shannon.
We're very proud of Wendy and how she's using her gifts. And again, we encourage you on this evening to not bury your gifts, because they're profitable not just to you but to other people. Because when I saw that Dallas Cowboy hanging, I was like, yes. It's just the small things that mean so much to me, and I love anything that has the Dallas Cowboy information on it. I do, Wendy. I love it. So again, we take our gifts and we don't bury them. And Sabrina asked a good question: how do you know what your gifts are? When you find something that compels you and you can't let it go, or something that kind of nudges you, something that you do that you enjoy doing. If you enjoy helping others, there's so many different gifts and there's so many different talents, and they don't have to be the same. And it doesn't have to be something that someone has already done. It could be something totally different. Now, I've never actually seen anyone host a party for door hanging. So I'm glad that you're doing it. And it's a very excellent idea to get your friends over, and maybe for wedding showers or birthday parties, you can actually have a painting party. I've seen the canvases where you paint, but to do the door hangers is an excellent idea. So it doesn't have to be something that's already done. You can actually jump out on faith and do something that has never been done before. But whatever you do, you can't bury your talent. You can't take what you've been given and throw it in, and put it in the ground and just leave it there.
And just because you try something and maybe it doesn't work, don't give up there, because God may be moving you towards something that is your talent.
Right. So if you try something first and it doesn't succeed, don't give up. Just say, you just check that off your list and say, okay, that's not my gift. That's not my talent.
That just may be a seed that's going to grow into something else different for you.
Right. And so you just take that and move forward and find something else, because we all have talents and we all have gifts that the world needs. Someone needs to have that party where they can actually release stress. And if you've worked all day and you want to go to Wings and Fish on a Wednesday and just paint and just relieve yourself of stress and take those hats off, because we wear so many hats, especially as women, and I was listening to when you were sharing about how you were a caregiver, how you was a wife, or you're a mom and you're a full-time employee, and then life happens and it just keeps piling and keeps piling and keeps piling, and we can only take but so much because we're human. And I appreciate how you've taken that one thing that could have actually taken you out, and you've turned it around, and you did a reverse, and you took something that could have led to depression, it could have led to you burying your gifts in yourself. But you made it profitable for you. You made it a place of peace and restoration and joy. And I am so grateful that you took your gift and you didn't bury it. And so again, we just want to encourage you on tonight, whoever you are, whatever your gifts are, don't bury it. We need to see them. We need for you to step out on faith and take that jump. It's okay to take a step, but sometimes you got to take a jump. You got to take a leap of faith. And when you take a leap, Wendy, sometimes you don't know how you're going to land.
That's true.
That's when you have to trust the process.
That's true.
Because when you first went and got that jigsaw thing, you didn't know how it was going to end up.
Well, there's a little nick in the sawhorse here and there, I will have to tell you, but it's okay. It worked out.
It really worked out very well. And I'm amazed at how you can take something as a craft and turn it into a business. So you've taken a craft and turned it into a business. And I love that. So, I know a lot of people that crochet and that paint, and they're just sitting in the house doing it.
Yes.
So Wendy said what she did was she placed it on social media. I love social media. It can be a blessing. Placed it on social media, and before you know it, people were asking you to purchase them.
And word of mouth is always great. If your friends can, or in your family, just mentioning something, that's the best way.
And you have parties with like 25 people?
Not that big yet.
Yeah, okay, we're getting there.
That's my dream. That's my dream, girl.
We're going to start with 25, and then we're going to keep going. So yes, we have parties. You can have a party of however many. And it was a question that says, can you hang items on the hanger once it's done? But you can.
Yes.
Yes, Rochelle. She says you can't hang it once it's done.
Yes, just like it's in place of a wreath.
Yes. Okay, great. Because that's exactly what I'm going to do when I get home. I have something I usually typically put a wreath on. It's going there for football season. I'm excited.
They're a little more whimsical than a wreath would be,
Oh, I'm going to make it
fun.
I'm going to make it work. Sarah says you never know who you'll meet along the way to find turning your gift. To fine-tune your gift. And that is so true. There's so many people that we bump into, and like the lady that you saw doing it, you contacted her?
I've met her.
Did you know her before?
No, she's from Kentucky.
Okay. So this lady from Kentucky that you've never met before, you just sent her a message?
Yeah, we've talked, and we would PM each other, and I would ask questions and she would answer, and
that is just so amazing, Wendy. So you see this lady on YouTube?
Facebook.
So she sees the lady on Facebook, and she just sends her a message. Had no idea who the lady was.
Just started talking to her. I have no problem talking with people.
That I know. So you just send her a message, and now you have a business where you is amazing. I love it.
Talking with people is not the problem. Doing sometimes is.
I love it. So you just meet people, and so don't despise small beginnings and conversations that could lead into something. So if there's something that you see someone doing and that you want to do, then you tap into them and say, "Hey, can you help me?" And most people are willing to help, because I noticed that when Monica was here, she said, if there's someone out here that wants to do this, contact me. And when Jack Halls was here, he said the same thing. He says, if you need help, contact me. So I'm sure you're available too for those that are interested in possibly painting. And I would never have thought that could be profitable, something like a craft, just to ease your mind. And
that's it. I mean, I don't expect to
you should, but go ahead.
be a millionaire with it, but it is good to hear a bunch of women get together and laugh and have a good time, and to know that they're releasing their stress, and to be able to do that for them, because that helps me too.
Absolutely.
And to have a little extra spending money doesn't hurt either, because my kid is draining me dry in that college.
I understand about that. Wendy has one son and I have one daughter, and they manage to take all of our money, don't they?
I don't know how he eats so much. God bless him. I love him, but still.
Yes, I totally understand. So you say you don't wish to make, a lot of money out of it, but it is profitable. And I hope tonight that if someone's watching and they want to host a party, to contact Wendy, because I think it's an excellent idea. Definitely thinking about doing myself. Since I already have the cowboy door hanger, we can think of something else to do maybe around the holidays. But if you're interested in hosting a party, you make sure you contact me or Wendy, and we can get Wendy there and make sure that you can have your friends over and enjoy each other, because it is so good to let your hair down.
You have to have a girls' night out.
Yes. And sometimes, life is busy and you can't have a girls' night out. So that's when you have a girls' night in, and you can invite you to come and bring the stuff. And so you bring the equipment and everything, and the paint.
I bring everything but you and the food.
Okay. So.
And I can even cook if you need for me to.
So Wendy is saying she brings everything with her when she comes: paintbrushes, the paint, and the actual hanger.
That's correct.
She has everything for you. So it's just she just comes in and just take care of it. And Renee Robinbot says it can be therapy for you and others.
That's true.
You found it to be the case for you and others.
Because sometimes you find yourself just staying home all the time. You have to force yourself to get out there. Be part of it.
Yeah, that's good. And Rochelle said it would be great for a bridal shower as well.
You could do 12, the 12 months, and give her a door hanger for each month, so she could have,
idea.
Something different to put on her door.
That is an excellent idea. So you have 12 different things, and every month she can exchange it. That is an excellent idea. Good idea for. Sabrina wants to know: do you take custom orders and ship?
I do ship, and I do custom orders. I've done baby hangers, and I've done even things to put in funeral arrangements for people to who have special ordered, like special verses to be put into the floral arrangements.
Oh, that is interesting. So you just on a wood put the scripture, and then
someone contacted me and wanted a few made that she did floral arrangements for funerals, and she wanted a particular verse, and I painted them and sent them to her.
Wow. So you said you did that, and it was something else.
Baby door hangers.
Baby door hangers. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sabrina, yes, she can ship you. Sabrina is in my classmate. She's in Georgia, so she definitely can. So Sabrina, you can hit her up on Facebook at WSC Creations.
Instagram, and I have an Etsy store that I've just started posting things on. So
that's Etsy dot. Is that an app? I'm not sure what.
It's for homemade things.
Okay. Or
handmade things, and it's WSC Creations as well.
And it's an app that you can download on your mobile phones, or it's a website.
Or you can go on your web Safari internet.
Mm-hmm.
WSC Creations under Etsy.
Oh, okay. Then you can order your things from there, and you ship.
I believe you've never been on Etsy.
I've never been. I'm not a shopper. I'm not a shopper.
They sell everything.
So Sabrina said, how does she place an order? So Sabrina, you can actually go to WSC Creations on Facebook, and you have a place to put a message there.
Yeah, you can just send me a message and I can work with you from
Yeah.
there.
So Sabrina, if you just go to WSC Creations on Facebook and send Wendy a message, she can go from there. So we're excited. Rochelle says she loved some Etsy, so I'm the only one that know about it.
Girl.
I had no idea. I am definitely not a shopper. That's not one of the things that I like to do. Pam wants us to show the product again. Pam, which product do you want us to show? She must have joined lately. Joined late. Pam Fernside. Pam is so glad to have you. Wendy and I both love you. Oh, Zena asked the same thing too. She just joined. So they want to see the product again. Thank you, ladies, for posting. This is the gift that Wendy bought for me. It is a door hanger, and of course, it has the Dallas Cowboy star and We Them Boys, and this is what's going to go on my door as a gift from Wendy. These are some of the things that she makes, along with I have another one here, but this is my absolute favorite. Again, this will
Can't imagine why.
It'll go up this evening when I get home. It'll stay up the entire football season, so it'll be up even through the holidays. That's just how much I love the Dallas Cowboys. But this is really great, and it looks great as a door hanger, and I'm excited. I'm actually going to take a picture of it once I put it up and place it on my Facebook page and podcast page as well. So this is one of the designs that she had.
That poor man that she dogs out over the...
I'm talking about Jack. Yeah. I'm going to send Jack Halls one. That's what she's talking about. Everybody knows that Jack and I are rivalries. This is another one, Zena and Pam, that she made. It has farm animals. And so tell us again, Wendy.
It's just the stacked animals. It's like a farmhouse kind of thing. The rooster, the pig, and the little cow.
And they are so cute. It's so cute. I love the bow. And I love how, the cow has the roses and how she's expressed it. So Wendy cuts these out, not knowing how to do it at first. She gets her some tools and go to work, and now she's an expert at this. I'm loving
I wouldn't say that now. Don't say that now. I'll be cutting more this weekend, and I want all my fingers left.
And then she has the bow. So this is a really cute door hanger. This is another one. And you had another door hanger down there?
I do. The stacked pumpkins.
Oh, yeah, that's cute, too. Happy fall, y'all.
My bow's kind of on the top.
Yeah. That is really cute. And Renee said that you should put a red ribbon on the Christmas season thing.
I should.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Zena says she's interested in the custom verses. Zena, if you would please go to WSC Creations and send Wendy a message, and she'll be happy to do the customized verses for you, Zena. And this is the one that Renee said a red ribbon for the Christmas season on that.
Now this I wouldn't hang. This is heavy.
Yeah,
I wouldn't hang on the door.
So this is something like you put in front of a fireplace, or
you can hang it. I would inside, but I don't think I would hang it on the door. It is
heavy.
It's got some weight to it.
Yeah.
But I do think that it needs to say something, maybe a family's name or Christmas blessings or
that would be good.
Something that effect. I thought about putting joy in the Christmas bulb. Yeah.
That'd be great. So whenever you finish this, Wendy, you have to send me a picture so that I can post it to our viewers and they can see the finished product. So this is like, she's just getting started and wanted some suggestions. Lynette said they're all gorgeous. We love things that are made from the heart. They're the best gifts ever. You can go buy a gift, but when you make a gift from the heart, I just feel like it's extremely special. So again, it's WSC Creations, and it's tagged in the descriptions. Jamie said he's tagged it in the description. So please go to WSC Creations for your order. So we have like 2 orders already that hopefully she'll be in your inbox when you get.
I appreciate it.
Pam said they are beautiful. Thank you so much, Pam. I actually, I love mine. Pam, since you are a Panthers fan, we need to make you a Dallas Cowboy one too and hang it on your door. I give Pam a fit on Facebook too about the Cowboys. She says they're beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone, for your comment. Thank you, Pam. And Zena, again, if you can instant message or just go to WSC Creations for her to actually do that. And then also Jennifer says Pam wants a Panther door hanger. Okay, so that's another order. You're talking about Jennifer. Yeah, Jennifer says Pam wants one. So again, if you are interested in them, please, by all means, go to WSC Creations and drop in your request, and she'll be more than happy more than happy to make them for you and send them to you. And Sabrina, she can actually ship that to Georgia for you. So we're glad to hear that.
I did one for Dorcas' grandson. His little birthday was a weekend or so ago, and he loves the Panthers.
So you made what did you make for him?
Panthers.
Just a panther?
It was just like that, except it had the Panther theme to it. Yeah.
Jamie says, make a Cam Newton scarecrow. Jamie, please don't do that.
Lord have mercy.
Jamie, please don't do that. But yeah, Wendy actually does have a scarecrow. And I was like, we're not bringing a scarecrow out.
That scarecrow is cute.
Wendy says the scarecrow is Jamie, can you bring us the scarecrow so we can show people? Yes, it's right there. Yeah, Jamie's going to bring the scarecrow. I was like, no scarecrow. No. But Jamie's going to bring it. Thank you so much, dear. He does not want to be on camera. I don't know why.
Y'all,
so this is the scarecrow.
Look at this scarecrow. That is cute.
I was like, we don't want no scarecrow. And she was like, that's just a scarecrow.
That's all it is.
Yes. So that's the scarecrow for anyone that's interested in the scarecrow. That's available as well. That is the scarecrow.
Poor little scarecrow. Let me put him under the table.
Shannon and Jennifer both says it's cute. Dina says very, very creative. And Sheena is a Panthers fan, and she doesn't like the comment about Cam being a scarecrow.
I watched the press releases.
I was like, have you not watched television? The scarecrow is a compliment for what I've seen, but it's just my personal opinion. So again, we actually want to encourage you not to bury your gifts, and you can have beauty for ashes. And what you've done, Wendy, is you've taken something that was traumatic and you took depression and the things that you were going through personally. You found something to help relieve that. So you took your ashes and you made something beautiful out of it, something beautiful that you can share with others. And so, again, we just want to say, don't bury your gifts. And it may seem insignificant. You could have buried this gift and now you're actually making a profit off of it, not just monetary, but you give ladies a place and a space to come and to relieve themselves and to have fun and let their hair down. And so many times we bless others, not monetarily, but by gifts. And this is definitely a gift that you're able to give to others. So you take your gift and you don't bury it. And we don't care how insignificant it is. Wendy saw something on Facebook, contacted the lady, went and purchased some tools, did something she'd never done before. And now she has a business called WSC Creations. What a powerful, powerful testament of how you cannot bury your gift. This gift has brought happiness, peace, and joy to Wendy, and now she gets to share it with others. So you have beauty for your ashes. Again, we ask that you not bury your gifts. So whatever your gifts are, and if you don't know what it is, pay close attention to what you love to do. Pay close attention to things that makes your heart feel warm and fuzzy. You know, things that you can't kind of shake. Those are good ways of detecting what your gifts are. And then you start working on it. Wendy took those tools and she just started working. And before you knew it, she got the hang of it. And now she actually has a business from something that she saw on social media that has turned into something profitable, not just financially, but profitable to so many women. And again, for those that are battling with depression, I definitely want to say this again: find help, talk to someone, definitely. And then replace that sadness with happiness.
Definitely. Take
time to do something that you love to do. And if it's just joining Wendy on Wednesdays at Wings and Fish in Charlotte on Wednesdays. If you go to WS Creations, she'll post when she's going to be there. If you want to do a bridal shower, if you want to do baby shower, if you want to host a party at your house, please contact Wendy. This is a great way to release stress and to get your girlfriends over and have some girl talk. She brings all the products. So all you have to do is just call her and let her know what you want. Again, we thank you so much. And Renee Ravenbark says, don't let fear hold you down. Fear is a liar.
That's the truth.
That is so true, Renee. And thank you so much for sharing that. Don't you allow fear to hold you down, because that's what happened in the parable, Renee. That gentleman that received that one gift, that one talent, he buried it in the ground, Wendy, because he was afraid. He was afraid to take that gift and multiply it. I want to encourage every one of you that are watching tonight not to bury your gift. Take that gift and multiply it. And I guarantee you, when you multiply it, the journeyman told him, he says, because you were faithful over this, I'm going to give you more things. So Wendy, you take your gift, you take WSC, and you be faithful over that, and you watch God multiply it. Watch God multiply it. And so again, we want to thank Wendy for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
WSC Creations, please send your messages there for your orders. Please follow her on social media so you can see what she's doing. And of course, I always have a gift for my guests, and I have 2 shirts, and you can pick which one you want. Of course, it has the hashtag. You have to see it before you see it. And it has beauty, success, bold, creative. Wendy took her creations and made a business out of it. So we have this shirt for you, Wendy, or then we just have the hashtag. And I think it's a good conversation piece when someone sees you wear this shirt. You have to see it before you see it. You have to see yourself victorious. You have to see yourself in whatever you want to do in life. Write the vision, make it plain, and visualize yourself doing it. Don't you wait until you see it before you see it. You have to see it in advance. So Wendy, you're actually, whichever gift you'd like, whichever one you like, you can take. And also, we want to thank our sponsors on tonight. We want to thank our music is by A&A Promotions. We want to give a shout out to Antron and A&A Promotions for our music. And my makeup is Beauty by Drea. We thank you so much for always beating my face. Also, our sponsor is Making Memory Events and Design is Monica Hewitt. Thank you, Monica, for sponsoring our show, Making Memories Events and Design. And then our new sponsor from last week is Cumberland County Christian School. And the owners are James Respus and Dr. Jessica Respus. So we thank you for sponsoring. And if you would like to sponsor Respus Live, please leave us a message in Podcast South, or you can send me a message on my Facebook page, and we'll be glad to have your sponsorship. Lynette, my sister, says fear is fake evidence appearing real, and fear is a liar. I want you to know that when you leave this broadcast tonight, that fear is fake evidence appearing real, false evidence appearing real, and it is a lie. You step out on faith, you jump, you leap, you do whatever you have to do, but whatever you do, don't you die with that gift buried inside of you. It was not put in you to be buried. It was put in you to be birthed. So instead of burying it, Wendy birthed it, and she birthed WSC Creations. And we are so grateful for your gifts, and I'm so grateful, and I don't want to get emotional, but I'm so grateful that you didn't allow depression to bury your gift, and that you didn't allow depression to bury you. So again, if you are dealing with depression, we do recommend that you speak to someone, and then replace depression with some joy and have fun doing it. May his peace be with you until we meet again. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, darling. Oh, such a beautiful journey.